Tell him.
Your Talon made it through. God damn it!
I need to just be ready for it, but I'm never ready.
I'm not ready either.
There is no ready for Noir.
The fuck? Well, I didn't do anything. I'm here to play.
Mhm.
Hey, gang.
I'm not doing anything.
Well, you successfully were able to kill the blighters that were a problem on the other side of this chasm, traveling with your cart and just barely making it for Snatch's sake. But each of you are safe. You can hear the rushing river below you. The bridge currently down on both sides, giving you this moment of sanctuary. The blighters, the spitters were taken care of, and now you just hear the sound of the water below, the rustling of leaves. Snatch, you're reminded of the beautiful symphony of nature around you, even with that recently injured and fixed wing. You see the sun is slowly beginning to set, going into evening, and I wanted to give each of you some time to set up shop and rest, have conversations. Is there anything you would all like to do after settling down from that intense battle?
So we're set up shop at the, what was on the opposite side of the bridge, correct?
So just to describe what it looks like here in more detail, at the center of this chasm, there is a bit of a mountainous type of, like a pillar that comes out from the river 100, 200 feet below. And on that pillar, you can see there is those two small stone pillars that create the, that bring up the stone bridges on either side. But here is also the checkpoint, this cabin that you can set your cart, find a place inside for your cot, and set up camp, basically. On one side is the one that you came from. That was the forest in which you were ambushed. On the other side is the latter, probably maybe like a quarter mile of forest before it goes back into a grassland open area. So here, you have no bridge on your left, no bridge on your right, and a span of 30 feet on either side where you're safe for now.
Yeah, I think Royla would still keep the rune to the bridge on him, and would, I guess, just try to find a safe place to keep it in the cabin until they decide whether or not they want to take it with them or leave it there in case other survivors need to come across. I think he's just setting up, and then is there like a well or anything like that nearby for fresh water?
Yeah, there would definitely be a well. I mean, you're connected to a river, so it would definitely have like a sort of filtration sort of system.
I think he's giving himself a much needed horse bath, you know, the pits and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I don't think Snatch has left the cart. I think in his fear, this is the only place that is safe. And so he's just kind of huddled there, staying as quiet as he can and as small as possible.
Just as a reminder, how small is Snatch again? Just for my own personal visual.
Snatch is 5 feet tall.
5 feet tall. Okay.
He's a short key.
Short kings.
I do think that I think that Alora would be checking through her supplies, washing up if she could, and doing all of the bare minimum things to like keep yourself from getting an infection after battle, and that's about it. And then we'll kind of go around and check in with everyone, seeing if anyone else needs some healing, needs some help, is hungrier than everyone else, like going around and seeing what everyone needs one by one. And if she sees Snatch in the cart, she'll save Snatch for last. And of course, she's not going to go down and find Royla while he's bathing, so she'll wait for Royla and Snatch. So those two are probably last, but she checks in with Crew and her mortal nemesis. No, just kidding. With Torin.
I think, truthfully, I think Crucible still hasn't exited. I think when Alora was walking alongside her by the cart, she was starting to come down off of that hypervigilance, but then it wasn't long before it was just driven back up again by the battle. And I think, because I'm picturing like this pillar in the middle of a river, and I think she hasn't really unpacked or anything yet. I think she's honestly sitting on the edge of the pillar with her feet dangling over the side and looking at any residual stragglers of the Blighters, any that didn't quite catch up to the crew when we knocked that bridge down, and watching their patterns and watching how they engage with each other. And she's just doing this in silence.
Go ahead and do instinct roll.
Okay.
As you're kind of observing straggler blighters.
Okay, that's a 13 with fear.
Okay. It's hard to tell. Each of them come out for a few moments before they return back, and it doesn't seem like they catch any of you on this island of sorts in the middle of this chasm. It's really hard to tell any behavior, but one thing that you do see is one of them is walking one direction, the other another, and then one of them turns and then follows the other. So it seems like they have some sort of pack mentality to an extent that you're not entirely sure of, but that's something that you're able to glean from just looking around.
Okay.
I imagine that it's a strange combination of sensations right now for Torin. There's the adrenaline that's still coursing through his system. It's making some of his runes flicker just a little bit. Mixed with some of the sort of territorial bitterness for the conversation with Sybil the night before. Mixed with a little bit of confusion. Because for just a moment, as Royla's adorable himbo-ish energy presented itself for just a moment, there was a hot moment where Torin let his guard down and could have sworn that Bannon was there. So when he turned and saw Royla instead, there's this guilt and this self-frustration. So I imagine that he is sort of focused on his own area and his own space, setting up his bedroll, and essentially am on hand should anybody need anything. But it is very much a brisk at a distance from everybody.
Okay. Elora, you seem to be the only one that was making rounds. So who would you go to first?
Crucible.
You find Crucible dangling her feet off the side of the pillar that this checkpoint is on. See her scanning through the forest incessantly. What do you do?
I stay standing, but close enough to where Crucible can see me out of the peripheral vision of her eyes. And I go, just checking in. It's a rough one today. Can I get you anything?
I think she doesn't say anything, but she does like a reassuring pat on the ground next to her, just gesturing for you to sit if you would like.
Yeah. I look behind me at everyone else who seems also isolated and so alone, and I don't know if everyone else is okay yet. And I sit. I'm looking off where you're looking, and I'm assuming I can see the Blighters in the distance. And I say, I think you did very well today, and I'm so sorry that you had to.
Elora,
Yes, darling.
can I ask you a question?
Always. Of course.
You gotta promise me you won't think it's stupid.
Truly, Crew, I have never thought anything you've said to be stupid. You're one of the most insightful people I know, so please ask me a question. It might change my worldview again.
Give it time though, I'll probably prove you wrong. I'll say something stupid.
I'll give you all the time you need, love. I'm not going anywhere. What's on your mind?
It's been a while since I've been out. Quite a long time. And then I'm out with all of you now, and this is going to sound massively silly. Do you think they're still in there? Do you think they're still in there? Because I'm watching them right now, and they're actually following. One of them turns and the other one follows, and I can't. What's it like? Is it? I know you're trying to find a cure. Do you think that they're still in there to save?
I wish I knew. I wish I could promise you. Crew, if you were to turn, I would follow. Perhaps there's something in there. Maybe it's not like it used to be, and maybe it is. I truly hope they're not trapped. A cure could help. I could find it.
She grabs your hands, like an interjection. Do you remember Charlie?
Charlie.
When they got Charlie, he wasn't dead. He wasn't dead. He didn't go down. Do you think that makes a difference?
I would like to hope it does, but I don't think so. No. Crew. My research so far, I don't think so.
But that doesn't mean that it's necessarily... I mean, there's more research to be done, right?
Always more research to be done. I can't give you a definitive answer.
That's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to.
But if we find a cure, we can get those answers together.
Please. I think if anybody could do it, you could.
And if anyone could keep me alive long enough to do so, it would be the lot of you. As I kind of gesture around to our group.
Oh no. Where's Snatch?
He's in the cart. Would you like to go talk to him?
We can go talk to him, Martha. I think we have to sort through a few things.
Okay. Well, I'll just pop right back then when I'm done making the rounds. Yes, I'll check on you again before bed.
Okay.
Okay. And I get up, but my arm, like my hand, kind of grazes against your shoulder, and then I squeeze your shoulder very gently, and I say, we'll find answers. All right? Even if they're not the ones we want to find.
Okay.
Okay.
I should thank you for saving my life, actually. Before you go, thank you for saving my life today.
I didn't. I'm just gonna
You did! I saw it!
Where do you go next, Alora?
Oh, this is rough, Johnny. I gotta go to Torin. Yeah, I gotta go to Torin.
Okay.
And
it takes you a minute. It takes you a minute to find where Torin is because he specifically made sure that he was away from everyone else. Where does Alora find you, Torin? And in what state?
I imagine that I would be focused on setting up my bedroll exactly how it needs to be, even though there's still probably a couple hours before sleep. But there's just this comfort that I find in making absolutely sure that this is here, that it is fine, it is set up correctly, it is what I can control in this moment, so I am essentially setting up my space in this isolated part of this way station.
The order among chaos.
Exactly.
And Laura, you find Torin slowly and meticulously placing his bedroll down.
I stop quite a distance away and announce myself first. I know that Torin has a tendency to get very into their own thoughts, so I just want to make sure I'm not sneaking up on him or anything. And I say, just coming by to see if you need anything before rest. It's just me.
I'm fine.
No healing? No bread?
Nothing I can't handle. It's fine.
All right. Thank you for helping Royla today.
It's what we needed to do to survive, so No thanks are necessary. But I
However
appreciate...
necessary your kindness is. You are still kind. Thank you. He means very much to me.
Of course. I know you have questions. Ask them later. Now I'm not in the best of places to answer them, but I'm sure you are wondering what it was that you saw. So, rather than be ambushed later, I figure I will invite the questions now, and then whenever you feel time, you may do so.
I fear this is usually where I would crack a joke about you being far less interesting than you picture yourself to be, but I will ask them later. Get your rest, take your time. We'll be in the same place we are now. Good night, Torin.
Good night.
And she'll head over. If she goes back to like the cart area, if she sees Royla has come back, she'd go to him first. If not, then she would go to Snatch.
Yeah, I think by that point he's robes around his shoulder and is just sitting at the front of the cabin and is just trying to clean off his scarf from all the dirt and grime and sweat that's been in it. And just using prestidigitation, and you just see the dirt and grime lift off of it and splashing onto the ground.
As I walk up, I think some of that splashes onto her clothes, which have been pristine because she took no damage whatsoever. And as she walks up to you, sorry, it's true. As she walks up to you, she looks down at her skirt hem and then looks up at you and just says, "Do you need any healing, any food, or any supplies from the cart?"
No, I'm fine.
All right, good night. And she turns and leaves.
It's fine. It's fine.
Royla doesn't even look up.
Why would he?
This is so good. This is so good.
Well, that leaves just one last member.
Oh, thank God. I have a true pep in my step as I go over to Snatch because Alora, unfortunately, is at home where people are injured or not feeling their best. It is where she feels she is most useful. Yeah. So she stops at the entrance to the cart and then knocks on the side of it and says, "May I enter your boudoir?"
Okay.
Okay, lovely. And she very slowly gets in, very exaggeratedly slowly as to not just scare you. And I think she opens up her wings to create kind of like a dome around you, like those old school parachutes from playground times.
I think what you see is the light, the shadows begin to envelop him. Then he's not there anymore, as he's invisible, and he just goes, "Oh, look, your wings are so nice."
I was just thinking that about yours.
I don't know. I'm scared to try them.
There's no rush to try them, darling. It's very well. I think you were very brave today. And what a pair we made. My light, your shadows. It's brilliant. You were brilliant.
Yeah, it was fun flying with you, but I didn't expect it to hurt so much. I think I understand why everyone hates the way things are.
Pain is unfortunate, is it not?
I didn't think it was bad before.
is that?
Chompers. I used to fly around them and play with them. They never hurt me before. Sometimes they play too hard, but they never meant anything by it.
You know your superpower?
I don't have any power.
Oh, trust me, I know power. And you have so much of it. My favorite kind, actually. Can I tell you what I've seen?
Okay.
This will be our secret, because superpowers are best when they're hidden, yes?
I like secrets.
I like secrets as well, Snatch. Look, what a brilliant pair we make. Your superpower, darling, is the way that your kindness is your weapon. You ask things to be nice to you. Whew. And sometimes when I do that, it doesn't work nearly as well as when you do. It's uncanny, the way the world wants to love you back. Snatch. It's a dark place, but it is not a bad place. You know darkness better than anyone.
I didn't want them to hurt anyone else. And I thought that maybe if I could just get them to listen, that maybe they would stop scaring my friends and the horses.
Well, now that we know that they're quite hard of hearing, maybe we try new fun tactics instead. It can be fun, you know, to save people.
Oh, maybe I should be bigger and stronger. It comes out of the invisibility looking like Royla.
Oh my god! Right, as one does. And I think her wings immediately fold back in and she puts her shawl up and goes, Oh dear, please believe me, there is enough Royla in the world. Oh, goodness.
And maybe I could find a way to get good at magic, like you see shifts in the Tory.
You know, you might be onto something. But you don't need to look like your friends to take the best parts of them and let them inspire you. You have magic already. You are strong already. You've killed plenty of chompers, way more than Royla, trust me. You can let your friends embolden you and help you grow, but you don't need to change for them. I quite like you the way you are, Snatch. I rather think Grab does as well. You'd be quite disappointing to Grab if you looked like Torin all the time.
I think you say that, and the shadows dance over his face in a weird way, and then it's just Snatch again.
There he is. My very good friend, Snatch.
I think Crucible's still upset with me.
Ah, yes. Do you think she is wrong in being so?
I don't understand it. I just tried to help.
Maybe you should talk to her.
I don't like when Crucible doesn't smile.
Snatch, to be fair, darling, you don't like it when anyone doesn't smile. And she smiles at you at the, ridiculousness of that. You are a smile, Snatch. You're one of us, darling. Don't worry. Crucible will forgive you, but perhaps you may need to ask for forgiveness and understand why you're asking in the first place. It's important. Think hard. Think of your promises, of your deals, of what matters to Crucible, and why you may have hurt her unintentionally. Pain is very tricky. It can happen on accident.
You were hurt. We hurt the chomper that you wanted. I didn't mean to go away. But Chris was upset that I went away. And I didn't know what else to do. Because I wanted to get you your chomper. Because you really wanted it.
Perhaps that was my fault then. Because I went away when I promised Royla that I wouldn't. Maybe we both made a mistake there. And maybe those people are deserved and owed something more than us huddling in a cart.
I don't want Crucible to yell at me again.
Oh, yes, well.
I'm not going to yell at you.
Oh, goodness! And she just shakes in the cart.
I'm not
You
going
see-
to yell at you.
Crucible slowly coming around from where she was standing, seeming to have been there for just a small amount of time.
I'm sorry, Crucible, that I went away.
I'm sorry too. You know,
I was-
No, you go.
I was always going to come back. I told you I'd come back, and I promise. I pinky promise. I promise on the moon that I'll come back, no matter what.
You could take me with you, though.
Comes out of the nothingness again. I don't think Snatch realizes that he's doing that, and it's just. I don't know how to take you with me.
Teach me. We can figure it out together, don't you think?
Okay. Yeah, like a game. Ooh, I could teach you to hear the moon song.
I would love that.
I would like to
Snatch.
hug you now.
You can hug me.
As they hug, I fly off over to the campsite. I say goodnight as I do. And you see that there's like one little thing of shortbread for you to split, you two, left behind as she heads over to the campfire alone in bed.
Arguably the two biggest fans of the shortbread. You chose correctly. The right party to leave this with.
I have been keeping track. I don't have that much shortbread left.
Royla has received no shortbread.
Correct.
Even-
Not since
even
we
when
were on the
on
same page
good
in the
terms.
first episode.
Even when we were on good terms, only got the one.
Yeah.
Get good. Get that sweetbread.
I don't think that's really harboring that resentment.
I'm gonna make Daniel sweetbread, everybody. I'm gonna send it to Daniel's house.
In the
Don't Sarah McLaughlin me.
For just $2 a month, you can send Daniel sweetbread.
But Snatch is gonna
Look at him.
He's clip farming for pity looks right now.
not the ooh woo.
I sure am hungry. Really am.
This just in, new fundraiser for Critic Chronicles. Send Daniel sweetbread.
God damn it, y'all. Okay, back to it. Snatch is just gonna lead into the hug. I'm sorry, you were saying something.
I think. Alright, well, I was listening a little bit to you and Alora.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think I fully understood what you said to me a couple nights ago about you not understanding the world as some of us see it. I was when the Blighters came, I was there. I was on the ground and I saw it happen for the first time. And it was horrific. And I've come a long way since then. But being there when it happened, it does something to you.
What does it do?
It makes you look around corners quietly, and it makes you double check every step you make, and it makes you make sure that you know everyone's here and accounted for, and it makes you cling to the living and any friend you can find. And I heard you say you'd play with the chompers, as you call them.
Yes. They move silly, especially when they're reaching up.
You know, they do, honestly.
It's all like...
It's a bit erratic. I get it. Yeah. But I've lost quite a bit to those silly things. But you never had to experience that, have you?
No.
Well, have you ever lost anything? What did that feel like to you?
Never lost anything. People walked away, but I've never lost anything. People always choose to leave.
What did it feel like when they walked away from you?
I wish they'd come back.
Okay. See, now we're on the same page. You left. I wish you'd stayed. I wish you'd taken me with you, anything other than dancing off into the shadows by yourself.
I'm sorry.
You don't need... I'm not asking you to be sorry anymore, Snatch. I want to help you. And I'm always here to help you. You don't have to do it alone.
It's just that when people walk away, that's not what hurts. It's when I don't know why they left. I thought I'd tell you why I left. I really wanted to make Laura smile. And I was coming right back. But it's the leaving that hurts you, not the not knowing. I'm sorry. I know now.
No, honestly, it's a little bit of both. Because you know what, you could have told me, hey, I'm going to go do this and it's going to make Laura smile. And then I would have counted past 2 minutes. And if you didn't come back, I would barge in there, arrows blazing, shooting up the place for my friend Snatch. That's what somebody does when you care about them.
So if they go and they don't do that, then they don't care?
No, not exactly. Situations can be a little bit fickle. But I want you to know that if you let me be a part of the plan, I want to be a part of it. Just picture it. You know, you alone in the barn, facing against all these chompers. Not very exciting. Alternative timeline. You, me, back to back. Daggers, arrows, cursing up a storm, shouting motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's much more exciting with your friend, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll tell you a secret.
Okay, I will not tell her so. I love secrets.
I'm not supposed to be here. My sister Star, she left, and I was supposed to stay, and I was told to stay by our chief, Root. He's big and grumpy.
Okay.
And I went just a little bit, just to peek to see if I could see, because it'd been too long, and I went too far, and now I can't go back home.
Wait, why can't you go back home?
Because I didn't listen.
Did they tell you can't go home? First of all, sorry, respectfully, fuck them.
That's my family.
I know, and family can be jerks too.
Oh.
I know we talk about Nicholas, but sometimes he was a bit of a... Yeah. Do you miss them terribly?
Not really. I miss Star. Star was always...
Where did Star go?
I don't know.
Now see, this is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. We can make that a special quest. I know we're doing our own thing, but you've clued me in to the plan. I could help you find Star if you wanted my help.
I can only tell you part of a secret. You have to promise not to tell.
I won't tell anyone.
There are power in names, and my name's not really Snatch.
You're joking. You fucking serious? Snatch, what's your name?
I can't tell you.
You're not gonna tell me?
I can't.
Well, I said I won't tell anyone.
I know, but I promise not to tell.
If I guess it.
Laura's hearing the whispering, like sleepover slumber party whispering, and is just like softly smiling to herself as she's preparing for the long rest. Like, good, I'm glad they made up.
If I guess it, will you tell me?
I don't think that breaks the rule.
Okay. Are they all like celestial bodies? Is your name like secretly Uranus or something? Like what? Sun, moon, tree, earth, Neptune, Pluto. No, Shadow. Is your name Shadow? That would be so perfect. It's closer. Go back. Celestial bodies. Alright, moon. Crescent. Oh, that would be such a fucking cool name. God. Okay.
It would be.
That would. Oh, we'll workshop it. It's fine. Okay. Go back. So, celestial bodies always on track, right? Alright. Okay. Star. Shine? No. Star.
That's my
Nebula.
sister.
Nebula.
No.
What? Are you twins like Laura and Royla? Or no? Just brother and sister. Okay.
We're twins.
You are twins? I mean, you are twins. Okay. All right. I hate that Kelly the player is blanking on celestial bodies right now.
You said it.
I
did say it. Is it sun? Moon? That's perfect. I
I'm a
won't
moon
tell a
spirit.
soul. You're a moon. You're a spirit.
Fairies were attached to everything.
Okay, I can't use your actual name. Snatch. So you're telling me you're just fucking magical?
I don't. It's. Just
I mean
kind
that affectionately. I meant that affectionately. It didn't come across that way.
Okay.
But I just think it's very cool. Thank you for sharing the secret with me. I will take it to my grave on my honor, or you can
Don't die.
You can shove me off this pillar.
Oh. Okay. And he shows you on the pillow.
Bye, I'm dead.
No. Like you guys just hear a very loud no.
So, we move over. Royla, is there anything that you're doing? We didn't really spotlight you very much.
Yeah, no. Royla's just going through his downtime activities.
Okay.
I think bathing and then cleaning the scarf was like a de-stressor for him.
Okay.
And then he's just working on a new spell. So he pulls out his Malus beads, his prayer beads, and is kind of wrapped around and etching in new symbols into them. And then it's just kind of putting his hands together, and you just kind of see a little sun is forming in the middle of his hands. Just in the same way that Elora's does. The same beacon. And then he just kind of puts it away.
Okay. Well, the night goes through. Each of you can do your long rest moves. You get 2 of them. And in the morning, you are greeted once again with the sound of the rushing river and the flowing of leaves as wind crosses into the forest. The bridge to the northern side is able to be easily set, and you continue your journey towards Templeton. This is the final full day of travel that you have. Travel is much quicker today. Only a quarter mile is spent in a forest where you have limited vision, but no blighters seem to notice any of you. And once you pass through that forest, you're once again greeted to open fields reaching for miles. About 4-ish hours into travel to the west side of the road, you see the grassland reaching out and down to a slight descending slope. A few miles down, you see this almost spiral of chaos, frozen rocks, wooden planks, and even a few buildings hanging in the air. A few feet above the ground to tens of feet above the ground to hundreds. Below them, at the center of them all, in what appears to be a small village, you see these large bluish purple crystals that jut out from the ground, creating almost like a mound of spikes. And you can see through them this white pulsing light within them. You arrive at this junction where you find a signpost in front of a road that leads down to this village that says, "Unexpected gravity surges. Keep away." And then the road ahead, you find the sign that says Templeton.
I just sort of eye that spiral, sort of tilt my head, and just start like almost like vocal stimming, like, so the crystals might be the source of anti-gravity, but they're also unmoving. There's something temporal, possibly an attachment to that. That's strange.
I think Royal is pulling it to the cart, pulling the cart a little bit slower as he's analyzing.
The spell boys.
Well, that's possibly just gravity, but if we're actually looking at the stones, I'm not sure if they'd actually cause
Here,
that.
Snatch, tie a rope to my foot and I'll go touch one and we'll see what happens.
The stone!
The dichotomy.
I'll just
For the first...
go ahead, Daniel. Sorry.
Yeah, for the first time, Royla actually stops the cart for everyone to get out to explore something intentionally.
And looking around, you can see for miles, and you don't see a single soul anywhere except for you. So you stop this cart and look towards this village. Who's going?
No, we don't see any animals, right?
Oh, you see animals every once in a while, yes.
Okay.
But in terms of like humanoids or blighters or people.
Yeah, I didn't know if like I'm in like see a bunny rabbit going.
Then I would like to ask one of the animals. Can I ask the animals so they can explain to me what typically happens here?
Sure. Go ahead and do.
I have an ability.
Do an instinct roll to see if you can find some sort of an animal nearby, and then you'll be able to, catch up to it.
Okay. That is not great. That is a 10 with hope.
Okay. I'll say you are able to. You're able to find a snake passing through the tall grass.
Okay.
And as you approach, it perks up and looks directly at you, and you can hear a rattle from it.
Hold on. Everything's fine. My claws are in.
Of course.
Let's see if I could do that. I crit to talk to the snake.
Amazing.
I got two ones. So
I gotta do the voice.
When you want to speak to the blah blah blah. On a success, they'll give you the information they know. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hello, friend. What's all this? What's all this about over here? This gravity thing, the crystals. Did you do anything silly? Anything fun?
Scary place.
Scary? How scary? What's scary about it?
Friends. crushed.
Oh. Okay. Friends, I gather that, the gravity may not levitate us so much as it might crush us into the ground. Snatch, please come back. Snatch, it's not that scary. We're just talking about it in theory. Nothing even happened yet.
I look up and then I survey the scene, and I think I'm trying not to criticize this moment. Like, Royla has been like, go, 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 go. And this very dangerous place is what he wants to stop and look at. Ooh, yeah, she's biting her tongue so hard she can taste blood in her mouth as she like crosses her arms and leans against the cart and waits. She's not going in there unless someone explicitly tells her to.
At around this time, you hear,
Okay, all right.
and you see this pulsing speed up until you see all of the surrounding like grass in probably around like a 50-foot radius just collapses into the ground. All of the floating buildings and structures and things are staying in the same spot. You do see half of a house that breaks off and then begins to float until it finally stops.
I would like to make a knowledge check to analyze everything I can about this, like the intervals in between the pulses, how long it's happening for, the most optimal routes. Like he is just like curious about how much he can observe and analyze the magical effects of this.
Absolutely.
And he
go
will,
ahead. Go ahead and do that knowledge roll. Yeah.
Could I?
And also,
Oh, go ahead.
no. If you got to add on something,
I was gonna say I was gonna
Oh, boys.
maybe see if I could sell an instinct roll to see if I can sense like the origin magic. Like, is it emanating specifically from these crystals? Is like, what is the nature behind it? That sort of thing, or would that also be knowledge?
Your spellcasting trait is instinct, right?
Correct.
I'll allow an instinct roll as well.
gotcha. I'm gonna spend a hope to use my teacher experience and start
Amazing.
calculations
Yep, I love it.
running down in my mind about
Yep.
it.
Should we be taking notes as well, Snatch? Should we pretend we're taking notes? I just like to be a part of things.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I haven't really been paying attention to anything going on.
Okay, if we're talking to each other, we'll look like we understand everything that's happening here.
I have no
Very.
idea what's going on, but I'd like that plan.
Wow, Snatch, what a inspired observation.
Thank you.
Correct.
I was detailed and articulate.
You were.
Big money.
Daniel, did you crit?
No,
Oh no.
but I still got a 26 with hope.
Whoa! Whoa!
Damn.
If I got a whole 16 with hope, shut up.
Okay.
Still good.
Whatever.
Still good.
So two different things. You find two different things. I'll start with Cujo first. Cujo, Torin feels you kind of push your essence out in order to feel what sort of magical force is happening around there. You're trying to sense anything that you can from here. And one thing that you do sense is you are lighter than you usually are. So it seems like this gravity thing is affecting stuff around as well. So it's no telling whether or not something is going to be changed rapidly where you are, or if something is going to lift you up or push you down. You're not entirely sure, but you do sense that there is still a sphere of influence that you are inside of. Royla, checking the shards that are at the crystals that are at the center of this village, you see this like purple lightning surging through, and it's almost like a wind-up toy in a sense, where it seems to go through the crystal faster and faster and faster until you see the pulsing beginning to get more and more rapid, and then you hear the as the ground that's beneath it lifts up into speckles, and you can see that it is, after staying there for, I'd say maybe like 10-15 minutes, you see that these intervals happen within every like 4-ish.
Yeah.
And it's not exact. Sometimes it happens a little earlier, sometimes it happens a little later. But the rate at which things lift or get condensed and crushed is random. You're not entirely sure what's going to happen.
However, am I seeing, like, is it like when you're closer to the crystal, there's like a safe pocket? Or am I finding any safe pockets from where things are getting crushed?
I will say, since you got a 26, you do see there is certain areas that seem to be unaffected by this crystal. You're not entirely sure why, but it does seem there are certain pockets that aren't affected for some reason. And you're able to map them out.
Yeah, so I do that real quick, and I just turn around and I say, all right. I think I mapped out how that place works. Pretty interesting. I will say,
Yes.
there is no reason for us to venture over there at all whatsoever. There's no inkling or an idea that there is possibly something of worth in there. However, for curiosity's sake, I personally would like to check it out, just to see what might be up there in the sky. Now, if no one wants to take this risk, I completely understand.
Clouds in the sky. Sorry, never mind. Keep going.
Right. So like I was saying, it's entirely up to you all what happens. If we want to keep going forward, we can.
Also, we're perfectly safe, at least in this particular spot that we're in at the moment, but there is a little bit of an influence. And I'll take a coin and just...
I will say also, with the kind of connecting to what Royla saw, with each pulse of like condensing and lifting, you feel that small shift where you are too. So it coincides with what's happening near the crystal.
Okay.
So right now, I think we'll say it's lifting up at the moment.
I'll just flip a coin and watch it flip for a little too long before it comes back down a little bit later than normal.
Right. And so what I was thinking is we make it to a safe area. As soon as it crashes down, we would use the energy from it lifting up for me to cast levitation. And then that'd be able to propel us 30 feet, and possibly more considering the energy that's going along with it.
Before we get too far ahead, I think Crucible has clocked that Alora has not chimed in yet, which is not like her.
Mm-hmm.
Alora, what do you want to do?
Question for Alora, real quick. Are you visibly showing your...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Royla, you definitely would have seen this then.
She doesn't care.
I expect Royla to have looked towards Alora.
I'm asking the group what they would like to do.
Right,
So.
the group. And that is why it is all over Alora's face, and she hasn't said anything. But if Crucible, you're asking, I will tell.
Yeah, so back to Crucible, what you were saying.
Alora, what do you want to do?
I would like to know, Voila, you want
Yes.
to cast levitation. Why?
To possibly launch myself higher along with the gravitational pull in order to check out what's up there. The floating structures.
Yes, why?
Because we might find something interesting or useful.
No. Why do you want to cast levitation when your twin sister can fly you up there?
That is what I was worried about. Because have you seen a bird go near there?
Would you like to?
Hold on, let me think about this. Okay.
I imagine in a very rare moment of maybe a teensy bit of comedic timing, Torin just leans in. It's a game of chess. You are in a deadlock. Just be aware that whatever answer you come up with could result in potential violence.
Okay, let's not go that far. Jesus.
I'm going to just look at my pocket at Grab and go, I think it's best that you stay inside. I don't think I actually want to see you fly.
Elora.
Brother,
Would you mind helping me with my experiment?
I would love to. Do you trust me to do so?
I do.
Good. What can I do for you?
He pulls out the grappling hook that he's had for 20 years and hands you the end where the kind of sickle-shaped edge
I
is.
flinch.
So, what I'm thinking is, I don't know if it's safe to fly into the field. So we'd probably need to walk into one of the safer areas. So I'd hold on, and then once we're at the closest safe area, as soon as the crash happens, you're holding on to the grapple hook. I'm attached to you. You fly up. I still cast levitate to give us as much of a boost as possible because the intervals there, that's the thing about the intervals. They're not evenly timed. So I think we do that, and then we should be able to make it to the higher structures.
At least we do get a little bit of a buffer. We feel a shift before the actual crash or lift happens. So
Exactly. Unless anyone else has any better ideas.
Wait. I'm a little confused. You want to do this for fun?
They don't call it fun, dear. They call it curiosity. But yes.
I call it fun. I think this is very, very interesting.
I call it curiosity, but okay.
See?
I think
Sorceress, what are you going to do? The way that you...
Just unnecessary.
Yes, I am.
we're supposed to be checking on Templeton.
You are correct. Think of it this way. A better vantage point of the journey ahead will help us map out the quickest journey to finish
No, that's
out
what
this
I'm
leg.
for. I know what the quickest journey is. This right now, this ain't it.
I think they
Would you like to go up on top?
I don't give a fuck about what's up there. I think there's a sign for a goddamn reason.
What's the sign?
Then
for
should we
anomaly?
vote? No?
This,
I vote we take a look. We've been
I vote
traveling
we
for a
take a
good
look.
part of the day. We can indulge a mild curiosity, and if we find nothing, we return to the cart and we move on.
putting you on a time limit. Spell boys. Look at me, both of you, eyes locked.
Yeah.
Time limit. We can't take all day. Don't
Understood.
fucking die. Please.
Right.
Laura.
Yes, darling.
You're doing some wrestling. Are you alright?
No, I'm just making sure everything's ready, just in case I'm crushed by gravity. All right, can I have the end of the grappling hook, darling?
If I may.
No, you may not. And she's going to take the grappling hook and start walking forward.
Snatches reason.
Yes, Snatch.
If she hears Snatch's name, she pauses. Like, she's walking away, she doesn't turn around, she just stops.
If I go up and fly and something happens, if I fall, I'll land in the shadow and not be hurt. But if you go up and fly and you hit the ground, you'll be hurt. So
Don't worry, Snatch, I don't hit the ground. And you still need some recovery time for your wing, darling. You'll be fine.
please be okay.
I will be okay.
I don't even understand how you got involved in this. They're the ones who want to go up there.
They can't fly.
Well, if I may, as I said earlier, I recognize something in the energy that is emanating from this crystal. If you will give me but a moment, I think I may actually be able to solve that problem.
Everyone's so angry
Okay. Alright.
because of a silly
Okay, alright,
dome.
listen. I know. Torin, if you think you can turn it off, please.
I don't know if I can turn it off, but I can at least do something about the
I
not
don't
flying
want
thing.
my friend Alora to be crushed into the ground, please.
I wasn't offering that as an option.
No, you know it's I mean.
Do you remember? I think it was 5 years ago. We were scouting out that camp, and you were convincing me that it would be all right to let you indulge in a little bit of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a little bit of work, but eventually I trusted in your abilities and your intelligence to know when it was time to step away. Well, the carousel has come around. And this
What was the
time,
carousel?
I am asking you to trust me.
I don't see
I
it.
think Royla actually laughs at that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
GM, if you will permit me,
Absolutely.
I would like to come up with this as the reason for my 3rd level spell.
Okay.
Spell, boys.
Spell boys?
And Peggy.
With the Hamilton dunk, how dare you?
Roy, look.
I use that innate instinct to sense the energy that's being emitted from this crystal. The chaos about it. The raw, untapped, and uncaged magic therein.
Mm-hmm.
And I step up to like where the border is for when things are a little bit rough with the raising and lowering. I just slapped my microphone, sorry. And I imagine I charge a little bit of my own energy into the rune in my palm. And almost like a siphon, I sort of draw a little bit of that gravity magic from the stone.
Okay.
And as I do, my feet lift off of the ground just a little bit as I now have fly.
Swear to God, everybody.
Hey, let's fucking go.
Everybody flies
Hell
except
yeah.
me. This is bullshit.
Oh, I can't
And
fly
with
either.
that,
You're probably
We are going to go
be
to a
next.
quick break as Torn begins to levitate or literally fly in the air.
I'm waiting for Kelly as Crucible will be like, no, we're not going to break. You're going to listen to me.
You listen to me right now. Where's my fly spell?
If you are on TalkingXP's Twitch channel, I'm running a Sirenscape 2-month giveaway. So if you would like to join that, please do. The code is going to be in the chat. So you have to be on Twitch or on TalkingXP's Twitch, unfortunately, because I don't know why.
It's fine.
But anyways,
It's fine.
yeah, join that and you could get 2 months free for Sirenscape. So
Yeah.
with that, I'm going to start it, and then we'll go to break, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.
So, I'm biting my lips so hard right now.
Let it out. It's good
So-
for the heart.
When we left, we watched Torin rise into the air, siphoning off that gravity magic and taking it as his own to fly. So,
This is new.
Yeah, it's
And I'll
fucking
just-
cool.
Come back over to the cart. I think it worked.
Yeah, I can see that. But good job at
Thank
this.
It's a little bit of edge in your tone. Is everything all right?
With me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, everything's fine. Just want to do it too. Somebody's going to teach me somehow. One of you.
There are ways.
Eyes.
I mean, the best sign up is this. And then the mage hand comes around and just holds its hand out to Crucible.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Right.
what you want me to hold?
Yeah. Well, it has the same strength as me, but it's a floating mage hand.
Oh,
So, yeah.
so you're picking me up like a child. I appreciate the effort.
No,
And
it's
that
like
was-
a hand grasp, like a
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
camaraderie, and then
Yes,
you
and
lift.
then you pick, and then you pick things up and put them down because you're so strong.
Well, I mean, that's just why I work out.
I know you've told me like 20 times since we've been on this trip. No
Quickly go
shade.
before the next gravity surge crushes all the living area. Yes. Wonderful.
Understood.
So, we are planning the attack on searching
Attack?
through the rubble of this,
was
doing our plan on the approach.
Okay,
I'll say.
that's a better
The
word.
approach of. Oh, kid. I
boy,
love how consistently
It's my
your
cousin.
cat just puts the paw on your face, just like as if it's just like a, I love you.
Wait, no,
I think
There it
don't-
is.
I-
There it
I
is.
forget-
5 minutes.
I
it's
forget,
time
what's
to
his
eat.
I
name?
love you.
What's his name again?
Right. Let me tell you something real quick.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
What's his name
Give me
again?
some food. Trash cat.
Gomez Adam.
Gomez.
Gomez.
Gomez is my cousin. Actually,
I haven't seen him in a while.
Jug him.
he lives a few towns over.
So, both Elora and Torin are able to fly. Elora, you are going to be picking up through the grapple hook. You're going to be picking up your brother,
Yes.
and both of you are going to be flying.
Snatch.
Huh?
I just double checking. Is Crucible also going up with Royla through Mage Hand?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't.
I
really
can't
get that far in the
guarantee
plan.
the success of the.
I can't-
Well, you
I
know
can't
what I could
guarantee
do
your
is
safety.
I could instead cast levitate on you when we get closer, if you wanted.
Oh, man.
But I can only cast levitate on one person.
It's fine. Is there any way I can be of? I don't know how I'd be of help from the ground.
Well, I do have a thought.
Okay.
You felt that, I don't know, warning sound before it would switch, right?
Yeah.
Take those few seconds to gather up as much strength as you can in your legs. Then when it hits, jump.
I can certainly try.
I can ask if Crucible can fly.
Wait, what?
I don't
By all
know
means.
if the moon will let it, but I can ask.
Snatch, are you joking with me right now? You serious?
Can I spend 3 hope to do some shenanigans?
Obviously.
I have a new spell called Midnight Spirit. It allows me to summon a humanoid-sized spirit that can move or carry things for you until my next rest. It follows me wherever I go. I would like it to be my shadow made corporeal form, and it holds Crucible. Can move things to me and away from me. I would like it, since I'm going to be flying as well, to essentially just kind of manifest as shadow wings for Crucible.
You have a shadow clone like Naruto.
It says spend a hope to summon a humanoid-sized spirit that can move or carry things for you until your next turn. You can also send it to attack an adversary. When you do, make a spell cast roll against a target within very far range. On a success, the spirit moves into melee with the target. It rolls a d6 equal to my spell cast trait and deals that much damage to the target. The spirit then dissipates, and I can only have one spirit at a time.
How about this?
Mhm.
Because I'm always
Yeah.
scared of just allowing something, and then like later down the line, it just comes around to fuck me. So I do want to be fair, though. I think this is a cool idea.
It is cool.
What I will say is that you could use it to do something like that. This would be more of like a gliding situation. However, if the gravity is lifting, then I'll give it flying.
Okay.
Does that work?
Does that work with you, Crucible?
I would say it does. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That works. That works for me. Yeah. I'm very cool about this.
So I asked the moon, and the moon asked me to ask your shadow. So I'm gonna ask your shadow if you'll carry my friend so that they can fly with me.
You can ask my shadow.
And I think what you see is your shadow climbs out of 2-dimensional space into 3-dimensional space and offers you its hand.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. It
Trying to
worked.
speak, word not coming out. It worked. This is the coolest
Are
thing
you?
that's ever
Is something
written.
wrong, Torin?
No, this is just.
Oh, this is Cujo. Torin's fine.
Okay.
I don't know how strong it is, but I think it wants to try.
Are you trying to say my shadow might not be strong? Snatch,
no.
because I guarantee you my shadow is quite
You see it like
strong.
this, right, standing right behind.
That's the attitude.
Hey, Johnny, my love, my light. I need you to check your chat.
My chat. What did I do? Oh. You know when you have those moments where she's right out my window. Those moments where you habitually do something, like say lock a door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's
Don't
cool.
forget to hit like and subscribe.
Daniel, do the thing.
I can't believe he left us alone.
Hey, gang, what
There we go.
heck of an
Here it
episode
is.
we're having right now. Let me tell you, gang, if you're enjoying this show, make sure that you're following and make sure you're using those subs for twitch.tv/TalkingXP and twitch.tv/Crit Hit Chronicles, because this production is a joint production between these two channels. And when two channels love each other very much, they produce an amazing show for you all to watch. So we again thank you all for all the support, and especially all the comments that you leave when the video is posted later on.
Seriously?
On YouTube
It
channels.
makes our
We
days.
share them in our Discord, and it makes us very, very happy. So please post about it, thread about it, tweet about it, wherever you post or talk about this show. We genuinely appreciate it, and we look at
and tag us, because
It makes me cry sometimes.
love seeing this. Like, seriously, like even the smallest post of, hey, I really like this, like it makes our day,
I hold it in my
regardless
arms
of how
like a
small or
baby.
big it is.
Your
Whatever
compliments
comments
beat up
you
our
leave.
depression.
Yep. Well, no. Thank you, everyone, for covering for me, because
Oh no, I didn't cover for you. I literally threw you under the bus.
Did you say the
Oh, yeah,
comments
live
beat
on
up
the
our
internet.
depression?
yep,
Sorry about that.
that'll be forever on the internet.
Yep.
You
I
are?
have ADHD, everyone.
Yeah.
If it's
Is
not
that what
in
you
front of me,
said?
What did I say?
Did you say the comments beat up our depression?
Yes.
Actually accurate. Keep it up.
Because they,
what did you say?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
I got so scared. I was like, this is how it all
Good one.
ends.
Good call.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Jumping back into here. So,
All right, we're back.
Shadow is going to be carrying Crucible during a time where the gravity is light. Elora is going to be carrying through the grapple hook Royla. Torin, you are going to be flying because you now have that capability. Snatch.
I was going to say I would like to actually approach Snatch and say, how's your wing?
I didn't get everybody's thoughts, so it still kind of hurts. I need something that you find beautiful.
Is mine the only one you need?
I don't think people wanted to talk to me after.
No, let me clarify. How many of these thoughts do you need?
3 more?
I assume you have crucibles, yes?
I was scared the Crucible would yell. And when we got on again, I didn't want to ask for something.
I turn to the others. We can't leave yet.
Okay.
Why not?
Why?
Was-
What's wrong?
Because we have
We're about to go
something to
full-
share with Snatch so that they may be able to fly again.
Done. I drop the grappling hook and I walk back over.
I didn't want to bother all of you.
It's no bother, darling.
Never a bother.
I think Snatch had been keeping the wings flat against his back, and so when he spreads it again, you can see that the one is misaligned and kind of mangled, and it comes out slow.
So, what does it take exactly? We're supposed to,
I need to know something about the world that you find beautiful, and it must be true.
this lovely day.
Even
See the wing
Torin,
twitch.
yeah, even
Like-
Torin makes a look like
Tell him about her, Royla. If you want him to fly, tell him about her.
I don't talk to anyone about her.
Then use your mind. Help a friend.
I can't. Not help a friend. Speak telepathically.
Then speak with your mouth.
I didn't mean to cause more fighting.
No,
Darling,
it's,
this is perfectly normal.
no. I believe I understand. I will go. Crucible's laughter.
I think that's beautiful too. And I think you see a reflection of Crucible laughing in the wing, and one of the mangled foes just.
Crucible.
That was very. She was not expecting that, but it's nice. Something well, if we're going to send it to each other, I think Alora's hope is beautiful.
And again, I think you see a reflection of Alora, wings unfurled with the light coming from their eyes. It just. Oh, feels very nice.
Royla, please, say something.
Elora.
Royla should go.
Yeah. And he just takes off his scarf. This belonged to the woman I loved. It's the last thing I have from her. So, I think it's very beautiful. And I do my best to make sure that it doesn't get dirty. So.
Can you tell me what's reflected in the ring?
What's what?
Can you tell me what's reflected in the wing as it restores itself?
Out of character. Would we see Somi?
Transgress on your back.
I think you would see the blossoms in the village because they share the same name. And the smell of the blossoms is what kind of comes to you. And Some smelled the exact same.
Smells lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a very nice scarf, Royla.
Well done.
Yeah.
And
So-
I suppose my attempt last night did not work, and I'm not sure what else to say, dear. So, I could give you a mending touch. I have a healing potion with me. It could work.
My wings are of a spirit that I'm attuned to. It's not really my physical body, so mending magic doesn't work.
Yes, of course. Just one thing. Yes. I think she starts to panic and flounder in silence a little bit here.
Hey, it's all right. You take your time.
Yes, of course. There's just so many.
I think Royla reaches into his satchel, and he kept with him some of the papers from school, some of the kids' homework that they turned in, with their names written upside down, and he hands it to you.
Her hands are shaking as she takes them, and as she reads the names, her fingertips kind of hover over the terrible, terrible lettering. And she will smile and try to mean it when she says, the next generation of our children, of course, that they can feel safe in our harbor.
Does she mean it?
That was going to be my question.
Not at all. She knows they're not safe until she finds a cure. So there's no beauty in knowing their inevitability.
If this is okay with y'all, I think some of the wounds that got healed begin to open up. You just
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Laura,
I'm trying, Tori.
Laura,
it's all right.
listen to me. You just forced something very painful out of your brother. It was true, but it was painful. Nothing about what we are doing is easy. Say the difficult thing.
Don't
And be
have a
truth.
thing. I don't. The truth that comes out of her because she's being pushed by Torn is there is nothing beautiful. There is nothing good. Yet. The good that I believe in, the good I'm working for, the good that none of you think is possible, except for... And she looks at you, Crucible, and continues on her rant, and goes, that is the only good thing that there is or could be. The thing that isn't. It's so beautiful. I can see it. I know the future could be bright. And that future, the one that I see, is gorgeous.
If I may.
Mhm.
As the GM, when I hear that, I hear hope. Hope is beautiful.
I think the wings fold in, and then it's like when you stretch and you hear, but they come back out like
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Back to the plan then. Well, they may have the grappling hook.
Right.
As it pushes back down.
Time to go! As he starts sprinting.
Keeping pace with Royla at this point.
Okay. So, since it is down, this is going to need
So we're going to a safe spot first before we try doing
Yeah.
any uppies.
Safe spot, and then wait for the...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, then wait for the uppies.
snatched it.
Okay. So then we're waiting for the uppies then?
Yeah, but
Let's-
get to the safe spot within 4 minutes.
Got it. Okay. So we wait until it goes back up. It takes 2 more in order to get there. You're all readying yourself for the next one, but then it seems to just create almost like a crater around it until finally it lets up. You all rush towards a safe spot. You rolled really high for that knowledge roll.
Like a 27 or something.
Yeah.
26.
I was trying to give you an extra
I
one
think-
for free, buddy.
I know.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so we're staying in a safe spot. You know what? Okay, I think that's. Is everyone on the ground or are people flying? Is my next question.
I'm flying.
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 Okay.
Running to the safe spot when the up goes, I am flying up with
Yeah, so
Royla.
for right now, we're on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're on the ground now, and then as it lifts up, you're going to be starting
I'm
to
gonna
fly
take
up.
up. Mhm.
Got it. Okay. So then I will say one of the flyers do a instinct roll.
I've got a +3.
Okay.
I've got a +0.
I've got a rock.
I've got
Crucible,
a
where are you going to be
dead.
doing? Where are you going to be going? Are you going to be flying since it's lifting?
Yeah, I think because even though I'm excited about what Snatch has done, I'm a little unsure. So I think I'm
Sure.
trying to keep close proximity with Snatch
Sure.
in case
Okay.
something goes wrong.
Sure.
Is this meant for like the group?
You know what? Yeah,
Could I-
actually, that would be a good
Okay.
idea. Let's do a group check. So then everybody that's flying roll a instinct check.
Can I spend a hope to use my experience of arcane oddity?
Absolutely,
Thank yous.
of course.
Johnny, I have something mischievous for you. I bring something to your doorstep on the day of your daughter's wedding. I would like to. I knew it would set Daniel off. Alora, in this moment, seeing everyone else in the sky, and it's just her and Royla not talking or looking at each other, I guess. She is waiting for a moment for pure vulnerability. She is waiting for a moment of him off his guard. Can I hold an action of asking a question until I feel the up coming?
Okay, so you're holding like just because
A question
this
I
is
want to ask him
before-
until I feel it. Yeah, before
this
I go
is
up.
before we are starting the approach, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Royla, would you be? No, yeah. I mean, you're focused on the mission now. You're focused on finding those safe spots. You're focused
Yeah,
on
there's nothing that I can do. I'm
bringing
just
everybody
shooting
there. So
for,
then,
to
as
go up.
as you're hearing the woo, 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 you hear a question in your ear. What does Alora say?
The telepathic bond between us. Do you miss it? And I'm looking.
And
I don't care what you say. Like, I'm looking for the answer in your expression as I ask you that. And as the up goes, I want to. Can I like? Is there an insight or like a understanding to see how well I would be able to read his face?
Yeah, that would be.
Like, how well do I know my
between
twin?
knowledge or instinct? But I think
Yeah.
instinct sounds better. I think
Okay.
instinct sounds like the right one.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, that is +1. That's a 15 with hope.
Okay, 15 with hope.
Mhm.
So that's you're kind of gauging. I would say that's going to be like surface level thoughts because that's a medium roll right there, and it
Yeah.
is with hope. So we'll get like some surface thoughts and maybe like one understanding of what it might be. So what does Royla show?
Just pure sorrow. Like tears that have never been shed.
Yeah. Then I think surface thoughts level, she would take that as a no. And she doesn't look at you as she right into the air, and she is not being gentle as she takes you with her.
Okay. So, Torin, you are helming this roll. Flyers, so Snatch, and also, I guess, Elora, and then also Crucible, because you're going to be flying as well.
Yeah, so I
All
know-
three of you go
do
ahead
that.
and roll.
Okay, everyone else.
Go ahead and roll Instinct.
I'd like to spend the hope to use an experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using Spirit of the Moon.
Okay.
What is this for? Sorry?
This is to sense the surrounding area.
Oh, okay. Then I got a 13 with fear.
Okay. Okay.
I got a 17 with fear.
Okay.
I got
These do not allow me to gain fear on this, just so you know.
Fuck your
This is
fear.
just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we banned
We
it.
banned fear. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Hashtag
fear has no place here.
I mean, that's the cheat code of Daggerheart. It's in the very back of the book. It says you could just
it's
ban this.
Actually,
Rule number
forget
0.
about this one. Unimportant.
Crucible, what'd you roll?
I got a 15.
Okay. Torin, you are the one helming this. That is 2 failures. And 1
Okay.
success. So you are getting a -1 to your result.
Okay. I did roll, and I got a 13 with hope.
Okay. So all
Hey,
of
yo,
you
did
are
I do
flying.
the best?
Can I?
So you all flew out. What's up?
Would giving advantage help at all whatsoever?
13.
Because Spellboys?
This is one of those times. This is one of those times where it's like you're gonna have to roll the
Really
very high
high.
because what you're gonna have to 13. You would have to get at least a 4. So
Okay.
4, 5, or 6. So a halfway. Half.
I mean,
yeah.
what-
Actually, never mind. Yeah, that was a
Heart of the
lot.
cards.
Wait,
better
who would
than I
need help
thought.
on this roll?
It would be Torin, and this is to
Oh, never mind.
perceive the gravity effect around these safe spots
Okay.
while flying.
I can't. No, I thought this was a role for Elora, so I can't think of a good narrative justification for how I'd be able to help from that distance. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, actually, right. It would have been -1, so it would have had to be 5 or
Spellboy
6.
perception.
Anyways,
I don't have enough hope.
so each of you are flying, and you watch as Royla is rushing into the safe spot. This probably around like 10, 15 foot. Would it be no, not circumference? Diameter area, and each of you are flying up, getting ready to then move again once it goes off. And as that happens, as you begin to hear the Torin feels this first because of the connection to this gravity, as you feel yourself being pushed and pulled and lifted up and down as finally it pulses. And I am going to roll to see if it's going back up or if it's going down.
Shit.
Oh,
So
boy.
I'm going to roll this d20. If it is 10 or lower, then it is going down.
So Royla's in the sky with me? Because I
Royla,
carried him with my grappling hook.
So my understanding was that you guys were going to be going to the safe area, and I thought
Yeah.
that Royla was going to be there too. Or are you lifting him up with you?
Yes, that was the plan. I have
Yeah,
the
'cause I was
grappling
gonna
hook.
be-
He's coming up with me, and then was going to cast levitation to get to the highest floating structures.
Okay. So in my eyes, these safe, or in my head, these safe locations are just like literal pockets of just like sphere areas of not being able to be affected for whatever reason. In the air, however, Royla, you weren't able to see this because there was nothing there that would be affected by this, other than like the non-moving things that are already in the air. So, while in the air, you begin to feel the influence of this gravity. And that is a 20, which means it goes back up. So you feel yourself become weightless again just before getting very close to getting smashed into the ground. So the weight is lifted and you are getting closer. I will say, since it was a few hundred feet away, so I would say that you're on the edge of the village at this point. So you have broken buildings, you have this giant cluster of crystals at the core of the village, and then you have a dozen different buildings that are shattered and together and tilted and just lifted up into the air with debris everywhere. So, what is your plan in searching for whatever you're looking for? What are you all trying to do here?
I was just here to springboard Royla. So as I'm going up and I feel that upward swell, I'm going to shout down, "It's going up again! Wait, hold off, I'm going to throw you!" And I'm going to like try and sling him upward, so then even the levitate gets him even higher to a better vantage point.
Okay.
So if I need to make like a strength roll or something, I'll do it. But I'm throwing him up higher so that his levitation is more effective. I'm strong.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a strength. Yeah.
Laura is strong.
I'll even give this advantage.
Ooh, advantage. Johnny, can I ask you a question?
Oh, boy.
Absolutely.
Can I use an experience? I always forget I have this. Can I use never again as for like letting him down?
Aww.
Love that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good, because I needed it, Johnny. I needed it.
Thank God. Okay, so that is a 18 with hope.
That's good.
18 with hope. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
The difficulty for this wasn't very high because you are in that lower gravity state. So as you pull onto this grapple hook, this is more about timing than it is to actually do it. So as it
I forgot math is 21.
Dope, even better.
Yeah.
So you pull up on this grapple hook, and immediately at that time, Royla, you're able to cast levitation on yourself, and you go rocketing up.
I'm hitting the Iron Man stance. I'm balancing myself, and
as you're going up, as you're approaching this village, from afar, it looked like these buildings and this debris only went up, like maybe 100 feet. But as you're up closer, you see this is towering above you. It's 300 plus feet above. So, go ahead and do an instinct roll, Royla.
don't worry, I get a +1 to do. Oh.
Is this something? Okay, go ahead.
Knowledge. That is
I reject that.
a 15 with hope.
Okay.
It had.
With the height that you have gotten, being pulled up here, you find at the very top this halfway broken building. You can see there's a stairway that should have gone down, but now it's just like this hanging stairway and an opening into here. And you find, as you're looking up to it, you see some bluish purple reflective light coming from within it, similar to the one from the crystals below.
Gotcha. So I will, as the levitate is propelling me forward, I pull up the grapple hook and pull myself towards the doorway and just stay there. So everyone will know where to meet up at. Mm-hmm. And then I guess I will use prestidigitation because I can make a light that would illuminate a room. So I just make like a little beacon that just flashes of just different colors to let everyone know where in the air to meet.
Like a flare. That's awesome.
Yeah, just
love that.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Morse code.
Each of you see as Royla gets rocketed up towards the building, like 400 feet above the ground. Do you all follow? Do you split up? What are we thinking?
I follow.
Okay, following.
I'll probably follow as well.
Okay.
Snatch is not focused on the mission, it's just having fun flying next to Crucible.
Understandable. So since Crucible is following, as is Snatch, understood. Torin.
Oh, yeah.
Following. Got it. As each of you spiral up towards the top of this gravity spire, you arrive at this normal-looking building, this home hut. Royla, as you look inside of this house, you're able to see typical, utensils that you would find in a kitchen, and you would find a small little campfire area where the chimney is just completely off and chairs are still set in place even though it's off kilter and it should be falling down, but it seems preserved. But in the back, where you see a bookcase that is fallen over and connected to some sort of mechanism. You find it just behind this magical sort of laboratory. And that's where you see the purple-blue reflective light coming from.
Well, hello, my friend. Interesting. Well, I guess I should take a closer look. Jordan, would you mind getting started looking in there for a second?
So, what did you find? What's happening?
Just behind there. I think that's where the laboratory is. You can like detect magical things just to make sure it's not booby trapped or anything like that.
Yeah, can I sense anything? I mean, we're in a floating village with buildings that are defying gravity. So this question may seem weird. Do I sense any magic immediately nearby?
Yes. Can you sense like the direction of said magic?
You can sense the presence of magical people and objects within close range.
Sense booby trap magic?
So you can sense objects as well. So then, okay, I will say that you can differentiate between each of these. There's like a magical aura everywhere, obviously, with the gravity. You can definitely tell that within that room back there, there is some sort of magical object.
Are you all trying to see
Or
if they're
objects.
traps? Because I could just ask.
Well, if you wouldn't mind. Just to make sure we don't step on something and then all hell breaks loose.
I could also get
Okay.
an additional closer look if we would like.
I'm going to spend a fear
You
to
said there
roll
would be.
a d20 and see whether or not the pulse is going to happen.
Oh, shit.
You said beach episode. You are a
said-
liar. You are like
I
Papa.
said beach episode. This
You
is
are like Papa.
okay.
Why'd
does
you
not
trigger that from me?
Okay. I would like. I would like to spend. I would like to spend a hope to manifest an arcane eye inside that room.
Okay.
Just say, typically I hold on to Crucible for just stability, and he'll just like reach and like hold on to like the mailbox, maybe. It's like like claw onto it as he
Amazing.
puts his sight into the arcane eye, and his own eyes cloud over.
Okay.
And I want to take a little bit of a closer look.
As the arcane eye floats through this house, you pass by that haphazardly leaning bookcase and into this lab where you see dozens of crystal clusters all around this room. However, you find a rod that is currently under this large magnifying glass that seems to be tilted and set in space unaffected by gravity. Go ahead and do a knowledge roll. Actually, does your... You know what? You can sense magical items. That is a magical item.
Okay. Can I, just for fun,
Spellboy powers activate.
I was going to say, I just start describing everything I see, mainly to see if Royla can give any sort of insight as to what this could possibly be.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So then, Royla, go ahead and do a knowledge check based on the information. And go ahead.
Johnny, I'm so sorry. Alora's feeling this way right now. Could I also do a knowledge check since he's saying this out loud?
Absolutely. 100%.
Easy.
For the absolute lulls of it, can I also do a knowledge check with
Why don't we all just do a knowledge check? Let's.
all do a knowledge.
You get a
Not
knowledge
me.
check. You get a
Not
knowledge
me.
check. Everybody.
I am playing patch a cake with my shadow at the moment, trying to figure out how coordinated we can be together.
This thing is the only thing holding you up, so it turns around holding you, and then every clap, it just has to like grab you, and then.
Good save.
Oh, I love it. Okay. What did we get?
I got a 13 with fear.
Okay.
I got a 20.
Don't get mad at me about the fear. You asked me to roll.
Stop. Everybody's rolling with fear.
Don't get mad at us. You asked.
So 20. Did you get? I'm not gonna double jeopardy this because this was just kind of a mess around kind of thing for the other two.
No, we fucked around. We could find out.
I mean, if you insist. Elora, what did you roll with?
I rolled with fear. I got a 20.
With fear. Okay.
I got a
And then
15 with
hope.
hope.
Because I rolled with a 7.
I rolled a 13 with hope.
All right.
I did roll.
Elora,
Yes.
you know what this is.
Of course I do.
This is a suspended rod. This is a rod that defies gravity, and it seems like whoever was living here before maybe tried to harness whatever sort of magic was in there to have other applications of it, and either something went wrong while they were here, or this has been unattended for so long that calamity struck and chaos ensued.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see. It could be a gravitron. It
could be.
be a scepter. A scepter.
Possible.
Scepter pushing and pulling.
Gravitron would be
It
sort of
could
like a dodecahedron sort of shape. The scepter is
yeah.
much longer.
A
with something at the top.
dodecahedron. That one sounds fun.
It would be.
Sounds like an upstick.
When you push the orb in, is your orb able to like go through walls and windows? Does it have to be open for you to go through? Like, what are the parameters of this orb? Basically, I'm only asking is the window or door already open? That's what I'm really asking, but I am curious.
There's a fucking opening directly through the top. Like, it's connected at the bottom, but like it's like split in half, so like you could go through the roof easily.
Oh, cool. Then while they are debating and such, I'm going to go, yes, that's very possible, but actually I know what it is. And I'm going to fly up and go inside and grab it.
As you fly in, since it is with fear.
Wait, hold on, if I may. Hold on. My eyes are seeing through the orb. So like, wait, something's happening.
What's happening? Shadow.
There's a shadow. Someone's inside.
It'll be fine.
Alora? How did?
No. Wait.
Okay. If I hear wait before I land, I will. I'm not ignoring them, but I do go. I know what
You said you know what it is. What is it?
Oh, she's like flying above the hole in the roof of this place, and it's like, oh, that. Oh, it's nothing. Just a little rod, like a little anti-gravity rod. Isn't it fun? I want one. Can I have it?
Is it connected
You sounded like
to
me.
the crystals?
I don't know.
As you
Okay,
ask
well-
that question, you begin to hear coming from below you as you look down and you see this pulse is about to hit. And I
Let's
roll
go.
a 4.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
I need. This is going to be. This is going to have to be, I think, an agility roll to see if you can
Good at that.
find a place to not be affected by or to hold on, as it's either going up or down. You're not entirely sure, but you're going to have to brace yourself for it. So in that situation, you're just hoping for the worst, or you're planning for the worst, hoping for the best. So, agility rolls to see if you can get somewhere as this begins to pulse.
Since I'm right above it, can I roll strength to hold on to the side of the house?
Yeah, absolutely. You're already there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would also say Royla. Royla, you're also... Oh, and then Torin, you're also holding on.
Oh, that's 9, not a 6.
That actually that kind of checks out, actually.
It is with hope.
Great. Okay, so it's not as bad as it can be.
I'm gonna burn a hope to use one of my experiences because I'm gonna remember to do that this time. My 9 lives, because this feels like a near-death situation.
Yep, that's a good idea. Okay.
Okay, it's giving near death.
Yeah, it's giving near death.
This is an agility.
Royla, you are on the house, like you're right next to it, so I would say that this can be a strength check for you.
I have an 18.
To hold on. 18, incredible. Okay.
A 15 with hope.
Okay.
19 with hope.
Good. You said 20 with hope. You were muted, but I saw it.
It was 19.
19.
I'm not a liar.
I thought it was
It's 19.
Okay. So, this is a reaction roll, so nobody gains any hope, or I don't gain any fear or anything like that. But, Noir, you got
15.
15.
15.
No. I spin my prayer dice, Johnny. Put those devious hands down. I spin my prayer dice.
Put them away.
Devious hands down is crazy.
What are you doing?
Put your devil hands down. All right.
I'm spinning my prayer dice, and I rebuke you, devil. I rebuke you. Get out of here.
I'm in danger.
I
So
am
you're
going
using
to
prayer dice.
spend one of them got a 4 total. So I'm going to use that
Okay.
whole prayer dice just to add to their roll here.
Amazing. That is a success then.
3 19s.
Can I actively I see this like boom boom boom, and I see you snatch like this, huh? Like looking in the opposite direction.
I think he hears the woo woo, and he's kind of dancing to it like. Woo.
Yeah, and I'm immediately like, "Soul be with us, save him!" And I'm just going to immediately pray in your direction to like get a glint of light to get your attention back on the task at hand.
I'll say you're because you have a whip, right?
Yes.
I'll say that you extend out, and this like sun-bathed whip goes around and then grabs onto Snatch, and you're able to pull Snatch over just before you see Torin go so far down.
I thought Torin passed. Oh no!
Torin was so far from passing.
No, there was no way I was going to make that.
Can I cast a spell? As I see
Noir is
falling,
belly laughing over this.
Tell me what you're going to do, because this is going to happen as you're holding on, and you're going to see him fall, and it's going to be very fast. So what are you trying to do?
I would like to cast my new spell, Mystic Tether. Make a spell cast roll against a target within far range. On a success, they are temporarily restrained and must mark a stress. If they are a flying creature, that sends them to the ground, but I'm going to restrain them towards the building so that they come back.
Okay, what's the name of the thing again?
Mystic Tether. So like mystical chains come out and wrap around and bring a target towards something.
You know,
I just have to roll to try to hit their evasion.
I'm going to be increasing the evasion, though.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this is going to be a hard roll. So I'm going to say that you would at least have to hit a 20.
Ooh, Dickens.
Can I help?
I'll take whatever you
As
got.
you're being pulled towards me by a whip.
Yeah, you know what? In that situation, I would say no, because you were getting ripped forward and Royla was right next to Torin. So I would say that Snatch probably wouldn't have even seen Torin falling. Royla is like the only one that could find or could see him falling.
I will say survive the unknown as one of my tenants, so I roll with a d20 instead on my hope die.
Okay.
Let's go. You've got this, brother!
And these
I have my damage die in my hand right now.
chains made
I
of
say,
shadow
put those hands down.
spoil, just kind of spill out and try to wrap around as I go in for this roll. Oh.
You got this. I believe in the die. Nat 20 on that d20. Nat 20.
You know, I'll spin a hope too while we're at it.
Yes.
Carve a new future.
Yeah.
We are trying to carve
Yep.
a new future as spell bros, as spell
This
boys.
is so funny.
All right, here we go.
The voice?
Huh.
Are we frantically
lying.
looking for other things to add to this roll?
That's a problem.
Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a problem. This is a real problem. Yeah. Let me see. And carry the 1, and then carry the 2. -1 plus 6. So here's the thing, right? I have a D20, but I got a nat 1 on the D20.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate part, is that it is true.
That's a good
That's
job.
gonna be a 13
Daniel,
with
you
fear.
slayed
Yikes!
That would beat my evasion.
It wouldn't beat a 20 though.
No.
So
Like, does it like grab his ankle, but like, you know, like
yeah, maybe it hits, but then it just snaps. Like the shadow
Fast
snaps
enough.
as
Oh.
you get pulled down, and you're going to be slamming into one of the buildings that are below you.
Oh boy.
That is, so for transparency, I rolled 2d20 for this. That is a 17 and a 13 on the die. Listen, there's some monsters out there that do more, so just.
So you just rolled 30?
I just rolled 30.
that's severe.
So you're going to take 3 HP slots as you crash into the side of a house that's like on the side. And oh, you know what? Let's put you in this. So you crash into the side of this house, and you land onto the other side where you're on this window, this double paned window that, or not double paned, but this wide window that begins to crack as you slam into it. You are in a very bad position here. So,
Ow. Fuck.
each of you also feel this massive weight of the gravity around you pulling you closer towards the ground below you. But each of you are holding on for now. What do you all want to do? And just know that
I go to get Torin.
Yeah, let's get him and let's get out of here. Come on, everyone, let's grab the and then are there like any research papers in that little laboratory? Like, can I just like stuff a bunch of papers in my pocket or in my satchel and then sort through them later?
would there be research papers? I didn't think about that part. Yeah, because it's relatively unaffected. So I would say, yeah, there's some research papers about, the applications of gravity and.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha,
How,
so I
how
will-
he's able
Another
to,
spell boy must have been here.
Of course, duh.
You can see the signs
Okay.
all over the place.
Who's going to get sorted?
I've got him.
I'm already-
And I'm flying down with
I'm
Crucible.
with you, yeah.
Okay.
And I am. Ooh, sorry. Yes.
Crucible.
Yeah.
You have glide in normal circumstances, and with gravity being pulled down, your shadow friend will not be able to hold you up. So you would be able to test that theory before yeeting off the side of this house. So just keep that in mind for the next 4 minutes. You are falling down.
We also
Maybe
have
not at the
60
rate
seconds.
that Torin was, but say that again.
We have 60 seconds before Noir is hard out.
Right. Yes, of course.
I'll
So-
just gonna fade away into the darkness.
Just fade away into the darkness. Well, before we get anywhere else, thank you so much, Noir, for being here. Noir will have to leave here. Oh, yep, there it is.
Love you.
Noir is gonna have to leave, so just everybody in the chat say bye.
Go and support
Bye,
the Noir Enigma on all social media because they're
The
fucking
Noir.
awesome.
All of this is
The Enigma.
I love y'all. I miss you. I hate that I have to go.
Bye, bud.
Love you.
And then I plummet to the ground because my shadow.
I shatter all my bones.
Gone.
I do
Okay.
think that because Alora's not encumbered, she just swoops down and she looks at the rod floating and is like, that could be super helpful. And then she looks at Torin and is like, it's pathetic. Okay. And she's like, I have to go to the one who needs help. And she goes, and that window is still like cracking under him.
So, in this intense gravity,
Yeah.
you are able to fly pretty easily in normal circumstances.
I was just gonna drop.
However, okay. Even with the drop, you're still gonna have to try and stop yourself on this,
Yeah.
unless you are just going to drop into there.
No. I'm just like not
Right.
trying to
That's what I
fly
figured.
against
I
it.
figured.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I would just clarify a little bit.
I'm coming to help.
And then crash through. Burn!
Oh my god.
I will try my best not to crash.
All right.
through. If I have
Go
to,
ahead.
I'll grab the floating pole to stop myself.
Ooh, okay, so you're gonna grab the suspended rod. Okay.
Not to
Yeah,
take
you're still-
it for myself, but to stabilize myself. Yeah, I'm not trying
Sure.
to like.
So, one of the things that you find when you grab onto this, it doesn't move when you try to move it at first, but then you're able to see there is a button mechanism on it. And as you press that button, it moves, and it seems to be affected by gravity once again. So, you have a suspended rod, immovable rod from D&D is the same thing. What? And so
In this economy?
if you press the button, it basically it just suspends, so you could just
Yeah.
leave it in a place.
Okay,
So,
great.
with that, in order to get down, you're still holding on to you're still holding on. So if you are going to be taking that route, it would be a strength roll. If you're going to be taking the route of diving and then trying to stop yourself with your wings, that will have to be, I would say, an agility roll.
I will trust my hands. I'll go
Or
strength.
I guess it could be a strength roll as well.
I guess if we're going like the strength of my wings, but she doesn't have
Right.
a lot of confidence in them. She doesn't
Okay.
fly very often, so I think she would
Okay.
go for the hands gripping method.
And I will say the difficulty for the rod is going to be lower
Okay.
because it's not going to be as much force, but it will take you more time to get there.
I crit with twos.
Here I am saying, hey, it's going to take a little bit more time. And in that time, the window might crack or something, but here we are.
Today.
Can I?
The Dice's favorite child. Once again.
Can I
The chosen
flavor it?
Absolutely, please
Flavor
do.
it.
Okay, I think I dive for the rod and I see the button, and as I'm like grabbing it, I'm like, oh, it's not going anywhere. Button! And I'm like turning in the air, I push it, and it comes with me, and I'm like, oh, great. And I use it to I'm going to bring it down onto the window that Torin is leaning on so that it does smash behind him after I have grabbed his arm. Like, you see my arm coming for you, like for a good solid, and we clasp arms, I shatter that, and we go falling, but I'm going to use my best, like all of my strength to keep us at least with my wings afloat. And if that doesn't work, we have the rod. So we can make sure we're floating no matter what, as long as I can hold on to Torin.
What you did notice when you were up above is that there are some suspended items and objects and buildings that are in the air that are not affected by the pull and the push. So you're able to glide down to one of the, with a crit, you're able to glide down to one of the buildings and stand on the roof of that building, letting Torin down. And I'll say, let's roll to see what the next one is. Okay, cool. Yeah. I rolled over a 10. So at the next pulse, you feel the gravity lift again.
I think because the reason I was going for Torin was to heal them, that now that they're out of immediate danger, I can try. And before that second pulse lifts us up, are you able to stand with as much hits as you've taken?
Barely.
Okay. I don't think she has let you pull from just this, even if it's just a way to keep you upright. She goes, I can ease this just a bit. Is that all right? I'm so sorry. It is going to hurt. And she's going to really concentrate a lot of healing power. And I think you see her begin to cry, Torin, as she's going to spend 3 of her hope to clear 1 hit point on you. She does look a little more hopeless than before, as if, everything that she just pushed into you only did so. It's a 1/3 of what you just went through. It's not enough. And then she hands you a potion without looking at you really, and it is glowing inside. And she says, "Don't worry, it's not one of my placebo cures. Just drink it."
I trust you. It's fine.
Great. And then boom, the wave goes right back up.
I imagine that in the insane movement, the slam being yeeted back up on the roof.
Sorry.
And the healing, don't worry about it. There's a necklace with a ring that slips out from under his robes. That is just visible as he uncorks and attempts to drink the potion as anti-gravity takes effect. So he's like, no, wait.
I immediately tilt your head back in the direction of you going up.
Love it.
Don't waste it. And you can roll a d4 and clear that many hit points. As long as you roll 2 or higher, you're okay.
Okay, 3.
You alive?
I don't think I can get down.
I got you.
I think I'm fucked, and my claws are fully in the side.
Like a cat in a tree.
I don't think I can get down.
Rayla's gonna throw out his grapple hook, and it just pulls the rocker on closer to him. He goes, all right, so we're going to have a bit of a quicker descent than I guess than everyone else.
Oh joy!
Hold on to this, and he hands you the other end of the grappling hook.
Okay.
That's just in case we get split up, and then and we're gonna have this, and then the mage hand is gonna come up. Hold on to my hand.
Okay.
No, the other hand, the actual floating hand.
Now,
all right.
Now that the gravity pulses back up, Crucible, you can fly again. Though, I mean, holding Royle is a tall order, just so you know.
Okay.
You see Snatch is just flying around.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we need to get down to right there's one of the safe spots. So, just gotta get down there.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna make myself lighter with levitate.
I can fly, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
With levitate, I would say that would work then. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I can carry my own weight up to 30 feet to be able to.
I think that's okay. Cool. Okay. So, after collecting this rod, after the pulse of gravity, you're able to fall back down and collect yourselves at the base. I'm going to see if another pulse goes through.
Oh my god. This was a beach episode, Johnny. Johnny, don't.
Okay. I rolled a 20, which means that, of course, a pulse happens. And then I rolled a 14 for that pulse to go up once more.
Okay.
And so, you are able to run as fucking fast as possible away from this village and regroup at the cart.
That was, you all right?
I'm fine. It's fine. Elora came to my rescue. Thank you.
Good job.
Crucible, are you alright? I ignore both the spell boys for the moment.
I am okay. I had a bit of a moment for a second, but then got it together.
Your first flight on your own.
My
I'm
first
so proud
flight.
of you.
I would prefer it if the next time we did this, if it was not in a terrain with gravity altering at regular intervals.
Of course, darling.
right.
Usually it's not.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Crucible,
Yeah.
would you and Snatch mind helping Torin into the cart? I'm sure they'd like to lie down in the back.
It's fine. I'm fine. I can sit up.
Yes, Torin,
perfectly
you're so
fine.
big and strong. Come on. Let's go.
I turn to Royla and I go, do you want me to scout ahead, make sure the road is clear?
No. I was wondering if you want to ride shotgun.
Sure, I'll keep an eye out. And she sits next to you and is keeping her head on a swivel.
No, and he kind of stops you before getting in while everyone else is getting settled. What's our second tenant?
We only had 3. You know, is it the guide the misguided? That's right, right?
Break the unbroken.
No, that's number 1. You love breaking things, so it has to be first.
I know, but I was never taught how to fix things. I don't know the right words to make things better. Obviously, I can't change the past. You said that I should choose for myself what I want to do. But no matter how angry I was, no matter how hard I thought about it over the years, I can't leave you. Unless you wanted me to, then I would, but you're all I've got. And I'm sorry, I wish you got stuck with a better brother. But I'm tired. I'm tired. The things I've done to keep us safe, and I just don't. I don't want all of this to be for nothing either. So.
This is the most you've said vulnerable wise in a very long time. Like years probably. And I think Elora's looking at you and trying to make it back to normalcy with you because she sees you're trying. But I don't think she has enough in her. She looks at you and says, Royla, you know you're the best brother. You are. No other brothers would dedicate their entire lives to their delusional sisters. No one would put up with what you've put up with, and I'm sorry you've had to put up with it. But, in light of that, I do want you to know I heard you,
Yeah.
I made you feel unheard, and I made you feel disrespected because of my urgency to make change, and I lost sight of the most important thing. Do you remember the tenet we made up on our own when we were 7? We are a team. I didn't treat you like that, and I'm sorry. But I really did hear you, Royla. The things that you said. I realized that I've realized that I've been treating you like my twin brother. And you've been treating me like your ward. And I am so sorry for the burden I have been. I promise you, I will lighten it.
You're not a burden. I am.
Royla.
No.
I will lighten the load. If you have an idea, I will back you up.
I think Roy will pull up the kids' homework again.
That penmanship is awful, Royla, please.
Well, that's what we're doing it for. I don't know what will work. But hope is precious. And I trust you to make the right decisions.
And I trust you to tell you what decisions I am going to make far before I make them. She's going to pull out her last shortbread. She has been saving it for him. And she pulls it out, and as she unwraps it from like a little piece of fabric, you see that it is just like she used to decorate them when they were kids. And there is an R on one half, and there is an I on the other half. And she breaks it down the middle, and she hands you the R and says, well, now you're acting like my brother. It's stale now, I'm so sorry. And she's going to eat it as fast as possible.
It's fine, it took us a while.
It did. We're stubborn like that, I think.
I know.
She's going to lean her head on your shoulder, and she's not going to look at her research notebook for the rest of the drive.
As you walk back to the cart, you just see Crucible eyes wide, watching you eat the last piece of shortbread. A small tear rolls down her cheek. I'm glad you two are getting on. Nice.
We're
Come on,
working
get in
on
the
it.
cart.
All right. The cart continues towards the final checkpoint. Crucible, you have the map and you have the knowledge as to where this next checkpoint is. So this road leads you into a slightly rockier area where the road turns and goes off a little, and from there you begin to see a river rushing down this rocky hill. And as you go further up, you begin to see trees, and that leads you to a waterfall. You've been here before. You know that the checkpoint was created by druids, and so as you go to the right-hand side of this waterfall, there is a specific rock that you need to press in, and as that happens, this secret door opens as the stone opens up and you find this large chamber on the inside. Walking within this small living area, you find enough room for your cart and yourselves to create camp. But what's most stunning about this, especially with the sun setting in this western sky, this waterfall faces the west, and you see that wall that would be stone behind this waterfall is actually this obsidian type clear transparent rock, almost like a one-way mirror, one-way window. And from what you can see on the outside, looking like a regular stone wall is instead this beautiful light show of the rainbow that refracts off of the water and this rock and creates this beautiful image of color in this room. All of the colors reflecting off of the walls. But the sun sets, leaving you all here in this quiet room together.
So, this will put us in the perfect position to take on Templeton. We are still on time with everything. Somehow, we did not get delayed by a single day in our travels, despite everything. And I just want to remind everyone, we need to be prepared for anything. We want to try to find everyone safe and sound. If there's any form of trouble, be prepared for a fight and look in the most obvious locations for where people would seek shelter in case of an emergency. So, basements, wine cellars, barricaded areas, etc. In case of infected, there'd be a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, that's something to be prepared for as well. Especially if possibly some of you know some of the infected. In case it is bandits or some sort of rapscallions, still bad.
Still bad.
Still bad. But it gives us more to work with tactically when it comes to combat, but
Okay, but
blighters don't take hostages, is what I'm trying to say. So,
what I would say is that we were sent to figure out what happened.
I know. I'm just saying
I don't want
we need to be
this.
prepared for any scenario.
I don't want anyone dying in there. That's all. That's
I
all.
know.
If it looks bleak, if it looks like, I think making that final stand sounds all well and good and brave, but we were sent here to figure out what happened.
Well, stunning.
Don't want anyone.
We'll be safe.
No.
Please.
I think, Elora, are we in a cave?
Yeah, this is pretty much a cave setting. Yeah.
It's close
Oh,
to a
buddy.
tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
A secret tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
think.
it has a secret door.
Yeah, I do think that Elora, under her breath, after this, here's the directive, make sure you're on your P's and Q's, prepare for this and that. After, the slight dispersal or even just a lull in a moment, as she's, cooking up whatever they're going to eat this evening, she is humming an old, Song of Soul. Probably without even trying. It's just, happening as she's cooking. And it is an old folk song from her very, very unknown community. And I don't know if it's bringing her comfort or if it's just like a second nature thing, but it's happening and probably echoing and reverberating in the walls.
Laura, I don't know that one is pretty though. What is it?
Yes. Yes, it's called The Sun Will Rise, and it tells of the coming of Sol. Well, the next coming of Sol. I mean, there's always some coming of Sol. He is the sun, and every day happens, I suppose. But yes, it's just something from a while ago. It helps me think, I suppose.
Well, I mean, it's very nice. I don't know if I have anything like that. We didn't really have anything formal when I lived with everyone else when I was younger.
Oh, but you must have sung songs.
Not quite. Because that's like, you know what we did? We didn't really, we did sing songs, but nothing like inherited, but when we would pass books around the house, everybody kind of left their notes in them about parts they liked, parts they thought that were dirty or funny or anything like that. So that's, I imagine.
But the parties, darling, the dancing, didn't you dance?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Well then, and she will stand and put her hands open for you to dance with her.
I would never turn down a lady.
And I would never turn down a knighted one. And she'll like kind of dance around the fire with you, humming that song, trying to like teach you the words that she can remember, because I don't think she would remember it all. But like what she can remember, she hums and sings, and you kind of dance around the fire until the food is ready, and then she'll kind of disperse some food to everyone. And at the end of the dance, she'll kind of like curtsy, but it just brings you to like eye level basically. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "And now I see why you are so light on your feet. You're a lovely dancer."
Thank you. You know what, I guess I don't even have experience. I guess I'm just a natural.
And you're natural at many things. And she will she stops the humming, but after the food she does kind of go off to start preparing for the night. The cave has put her in a more, I don't know, not nostalgic but introspective mood.
Yeah.
And there are like, of course, the good things that come back first, and then when you really realize where you are as time passes and the shadows deepen and it gets darker, it's impossible not to think of the worst parts of growing up where she grew up. So she's going to put the suspendable rod up there, do 100 pull-ups, your honor, and she's going to...
Form, straighten your back, straighten your back.
Yeah. I know good form. Don't do this to me. You know how that throws me off. Now, what was I counting at? 98?
You have to keep it exactly straight. So
I'm trying to keep it exact. Okay. I am a school nurse. And she probably does more than 100 because of losing count often.
Yeah. There we go. That's 3. Perfect.
That's not 3. I counted up to 97. You're lying again.
3 of them had perfect form.
That doesn't mean that that's only that. Oh, don't you start up a perfect form. And she does go right back to the beginning. She will honor that.
As Royla again begins to work on this new spell, it is the same beacon, this sun that is just flaming hot, and then it gets bigger and bigger and then smaller, and then it starts to turn from red to blue with the heat intensifying more and more, and then he stops it before it gets too strong. All right. That should be ready for tomorrow.
If there's an opportunity, I think Torin would like to sit maybe next to Royla as he's working on the spell, preferably in a spot when maybe while Alora and Crucible are dancing.
You'll have a little prestidigitation going on for them. So there's a little hum of music and instruments very lightly in the background for them.
Sybil was addicted to music when she was little. I appreciate you adding to that.
Yeah, well, Elora would spend a lot of time having to do chants and dances and learning songs. So I think that was one of the times where she felt less worshipped and more community oriented. So
I wanted to speak with you about what you had revealed. I can understand the pain of speaking of them, and I just wanted to just say that I acknowledge that difficulty.
yeah, I
You don't have to say anything. I wasn't coming
no,
over
you're
to
fine. I actually haven't
start a conversation about any of that. That's
I haven't said the name in years, out loud. So it's. I still blame myself for it. I had a choice and a moment. It was her or it was Elora. And I did my job. My duty. And I always wondered if I was stronger, faster, you know. Could I have saved both of them? But that's the past.
his name was Bannon. And my choice was not... It was a different kind of choice that I had to make.
But you still carry that pain every day.
Never goes away.
Yeah. Her name was Somi. Her name was Somi. She taught Elora healing magic. Yeah. So
She must have been very good.
she was the best. She was the best.
See, Bannon didn't teach me magic. He encouraged it, but he was never a practitioner himself. He was more of the punch first and maybe ask some questions later sort of variety. But I can throw a mean right hook. Should the moment call for it.
Did they make you learn magic? Where you were from?
No, it is a privilege to learn. I developed this, and I sort of gesture to the runes on my skin from a young age. And it was after I set the orphanage on fire that I realized that I should probably learn to control it. Bannon and I saved up what we could so that I could attend university.
Yeah, I try to stay away from fire myself.
Yes, well,
I was forced to learn magic. A cult we were a part of they forced us to learn magic in the ways of all the magi. So it was what they called the arcane arsenal. It was a manifestation of martial combat through magic. Yeah. It's where my greatsword comes from. And so it was very old school, traditional forms of learning. And that's where the beads come from. And it's very archaic.
It is a very interesting spell book that you carry. I will.
Yes, very tiny lettering. Very fun to try to read when you're trying to run for your life. But that's how it worked for me, and I didn't have a choice. So.
If I may, the choice was made. As much as it hurts, and as much as you may think of the what if you could see them smile again? What if you could wake up next to them? What if you could feel your heart smile for once? The only thing that those questions do is prevent healing.
Yeah.
And we have to move forward somehow. Even if we don't want to.
Oh, well.
I should let you get to it.
We've got
it's good to
a lot of prep.
Yes, of course. I will leave you to it.
Yeah. And I will figure out what we can do with these gravity notes. See if we can do something about that.
Sure. Yes, of course. If you need any assistance,
right.
Ask Alora. She was smarter than the both of us.
That's very true.
Good night, Borla.
Good night.
And I'll return to my bedroll and shake my head and try to find some sleep.
Okay. Quick addition to retcon something. Snatch 100% would be dancing with Crucible in a lore.
Absolutely.
100%.
Just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah.
Well, the sun the sun is set hours ago. The evening is quiet, minus the sound of the campfire that is slowly dying out. As each of you, yes, go ahead.
Can I just say one thing? Just because it has to do with the campfire, I think I perceive Alora's unease with being in the dark cave, and I think Crucible acts as though she's prepping, but stays up to keep the fire burning until Alora falls asleep.
Okay.
Oh my god. Royla, do I
Do
say?
you?
Okay, I do think that she ends up staying up because of that.
The fire.
The fire in the caves was one of the worst things that's ever happened. Okay. It's like there's no winning. It's like it's either dark and unknown in the cave, or it's on fire again, like she fears.
Well, I think then I guess we're hit. It's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
I think I would have seen you not falling asleep. I guess I said.
Yeah,
Right,
I think Royla would pull. He would pull Crucible aside as things are kind of going on, and just try to. I think he would actually talk to her outside
Okay.
of,
So here's what I'm thinking.
if that's possible.
Elora's probably looking at the fire, thinking of the past. Crucible, maybe you would have taken that as, oh, the fire's dying. Maybe that's providing comfort. Royla, you see Crucible getting up to go and grab more firewood. And that's your opportunity to go and speak to her.
Hold on, let's put those down for a second, shall we? And then I will help you put down the logs, prestidigitation, douse the flame, and then instead create a little nightlight that makes, as the moonlight hits it, creates like constellations around the room that kind of spiral around. So instead it looks like the nighttime sky against the obsidian rock.
Love it.
And then we'll take you outside.
That's gonna knock her out.
Knocked out immediately.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Did I do something wrong?
No, it's. Did Laura ever tell you about the day?
The day? I don't think so.
The day we left.
I know. I mean, I know that you left, but I don't quite. You didn't quite give me the full picture.
There was a fire,
Okay.
and we lived inside of a cave. And with that fire, men, women, and children burned alive. By the dozens. Food was scarce.
Okay.
People were getting infected by the daily. And that was the snapping point for our community.
Okay.
A riot broke out amongst the fire. And that was the day we escaped. That mark on her hand is from that day. I would give anything to make her forget about that day, but I cannot. You just need to be very careful about bringing up that day. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
I need you to understand. Crucible, do you understand?
I do. I have wounds that don't like to be prodded either.
I know,
So I understand.
but not like these. Not like these. Okay. And you see, for the first time, Royla's actually starting to have a panic attack. And this is normally something he fights back by just working out. And so he's just kind of his hand is getting very jittery and hard to control.
Okay. What do you need? Do you want to go back in, out? What do you need?
Yeah, I'm just going to, read for a while. I'm just gonna read for a while, and I'll be fine. Yeah.
Do you want to read one of mine? And takes out one of the books from our little family one of our very sophisticated annotated copies.
With incredible drawings.
Yes, incredible drawings. Very inappropriate.
That's a lot of dicks.
It's a lot of dicks.
That's
It's
a lot of dicks.
Listen, I was 10.
Right.
They were, we hung out with teenagers, so we kind of so that's why some of the dicks are a bit more refined than others.
God, you see the evolution of them. They get more detailed the more you
They're a
turn
bit more
the page.
dexterous, it was just...
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's
You could see that we
certainly a word
learned
for it.
on page 54 that we
That
kind
is
of
true
put
evolution.
detail.
The
Yes.
shading came into play.
Exactly.
Not came, but regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Yeah.
You could borrow it.
I couldn't possibly.
Listen, I know you're making a face, but it's a riot. I promise. It'll make you laugh.
All right, fine. Oh,
Also, I know it shouldn't have been peeping, but I'm glad you and Laura talked.
yeah, as am I. I'm no bard when it comes to my words, so
You don't need to be. Sometimes it just takes time to find the right ones. You did good. I can see it. Laura's face when she turned around to the cart. She looked different. Good different.
it's just I feel like I'm always breaking her heart. For every time I've protected her and pushed her forward, I feel like I've been the cause of her pain. So,
I can't speak for Laura, but I know she thinks the world of you. You can just feel it, even if it's not being said.
I know.
And sometimes you're gonna hurt each other, but that comes from dedication.
I just I love her. I love her more than I love myself. You know. So I've anyways. Listen, tomorrow I'm I know what you said about the but if there are people there, I'm going to try to save them if they're in danger.
And I get that. I'm just saying, no grandstanding. All right. I know you're strong, and I know you're smart as hell, and that you can handle yourself. But I want us all walking out together. And that if there are people to save, yeah. But just if you love her more than you love yourself, you want to be there for her, yeah?
Yeah.
So that means taking care of yourself too.
Right. Thank you.
And she is looking at you, scrutinizing to see if that okay, thank you is just something to say to close that chapter of, yeah, of course, I'm listening to you, of course, or if it's sincere.
I think he's in a mix of he wants to be okay. And it's not an instant solve or cure.
Yeah.
It's, I think in that moment you see like the words are sinking in, and he's just trying to reach in deep down to let that take effect.
Okay. Are you okay to go back in there?
Yeah, I can
Really?
go back in. Well, I can't sleep out here.
You can't sleep, what?
No, I said I can't sleep out here. You know.
I mean, if you wanted to, I would keep watch.
No, it's fine. Plus, I'm gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night, turn back on the prestidigitation.
Okay.
She likes the one of the cabinet. The nightlight is what she prefers. So she normally
I
turns
can
over
hear-
about
I
2 or
can-
3 times.
She seems. I can hear her from out here, so
Yeah.
she seems to be enjoying the situation.
If I had Mage Hand, I would be casting it to just close her mouth.
But we need to get a sleep test or something. The snoring is. It's always been a problem. But thanks. I don't. I don't know. I feel a lot older than I am, I guess.
I think that's not an uncommon feeling.
Anyways, let's try to get some rest, shall we?
Okay.
You each return back to the chamber, to the very loud snoring of the Chosen One. And
All throughout the night, Royal is having nightmares. The whole entire night.
drowned by the sound of the snoring are the mumblings of Royla. Or, yes. You toss and turn, trying to
Oh, we got some robots.
solve that equation.
Just teeny bit of static.
She came in right at the
Thought I
very
fixed
end.
it. I thought I fixed it. Did you have something, Torin?
How audible are these mumblings from Royla?
I think a couple of words come through. I'm sorry. Just a lot of I'm sorry. There was no other way.
There's a part of me that wants to just let it be, but I feel that too much. So in more a gesture of something in hopes that maybe it will help, I would like to take the ring around my neck off. And I would like to cast Rune Ward. Now it's to reduce incoming damage by 1d8, but my hope is that if it can just be placed near him, that it will help him find rest for the night.
Well, I think this is a question for Daniel. Do you
Can
think
I
that would
ju-
help?
I would just like to make a duality roll for it and just see which one's fear or hope.
Let's do it.
That's a 12 on hope, 9 on fear.
Well then. Torin, You think about it for far longer than it really should take. This is your team after all, but you're still reserving yourself, especially for something like this. But you feel that voice, not in the same way that you felt these past few years, but you feel Bannon urging you to help your friend. So you get up, casting these runes. They appear, wrapping around the ring, and place it just next to Royla. And you see the tossing and turning, the mumbling, the eyes darting behind the eyelids. Stop.
Get some rest. We need you at your full strength tomorrow. I say to myself more than anybody else as I move back to my bedroll and try to get some sleep.
You look up at the fading of the prestidigitation, the stars fading off of the walls until finally darkness. We zoom out from the cave, hearing the crashing of the waterfall, until we fly up into the sky and we see off in the distance Templeton. Only a quarter day's journey from now. The destination. But before we get there, we will end tonight's session.
This is
Damn,
a game I
y'all.
could play for fucking hours
Forever.
upon
I
hours.
know. Oh, man. Well, let's go around the table and talk about who we are. Daniel.
Hey, gang, I'm... whoa, what am I even saying? Golly gee willikers, gang. That was one heck of an episode, am I right? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Daniel K. Hargrove, also known as Daniel the DM, across all corners of the internet, where you can find me doing a whole bunch of stuff, talking about D&D on YouTube or TTRPGs, etc., etc., etc. But you can also catch me tomorrow over on Forgotten Adventures, because guess what? It's the season finale to Fears and Fortunes, our horror-themed D&D adventure. So we hope to see you all there. And wait, speaking of someone who's also in that same game tomorrow, is that Crit Awards nominated actress? Love, darling Meadow, take it away.
I will find you and I will pinch your kneecap. Bet you never had that threat thrown at you, huh, Daniel? Okay.
Oh no, not the kneecap.
Howdy. Meadow, I've been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM. As Daniel so aptly said, with some unnecessary extra details in there, is that we will be over at the Forgotten Adventures stream tomorrow for our season finale. You can find me every Thursday this month, except for Gen Con weekend, at Hex Heist over at my channel, where we're cyberpunk witches. We're all black table. We are stealing magical things and no one can stop us. And you can also find me Fridays and Saturdays over at Records of the Realms for the Code Lyoko Glitterheart campaign. There's a lot more stuff coming up, but just follow me around and I promise I won't keep secrets from you. And popcorn to Kelly.
I need a fancy outro like y'all have. I'm not as prepared as you. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm just Kelly. I go by the Kellhop on the internet. I do stuff.
The kill hop.
No, whoa.
Coming to a stream near you.
Whoa!
Coming to a Crit Awards ceremony near you.
No.
Mhm.
No.
Well, I mean, you are. You are.
no.
Is that
You're
the
there.
award nominated
No.
actress Kelly, aka
No.
the Kelhop?
No, it's
Yeah, it is.
not. Stop it. You can find me here. You can find me in the audio dramas Error 313 and 1.7 Miles to Lake Wanata. I have things that are going to come out that I can't talk about yet, but they're in the works and I'm excited. But yeah, that's me. Cujo, your turn.
Hi, everybody. I am Cujo. I have not been your chronicler for this evening. That is Johnny. That is my usual phrase. Wow, I got caught off guard. You can catch me all over the internet as either Cujo plays games for personal stuff, usually involving pro wrestling, because it's my final 3 months of doing so. Or you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles for official show updates, highlights, that sort of thing. On Thursdays, you can catch us for Tales of the Valiant, sponsored by Kobold Press. Fridays, you can catch us for Shadows over Baldur's Gate, our spiritual sequel to the award-winning video game. Tuesdays, congratulations, you found us. It's Bitten. I want to play this game for forever and ever.
Me too.
And ever. And then if you would like, on Wednesdays typically, although the summer schedule has been rough, you can catch me over at Nerd Immersion playing some D&D. Also come to Gen Con. There is a GM's panel for Kobold Press that I'm going to be on that they had to expand seating because we sold it out in like 10 minutes.
So popular.
Shush. Shush.
Is that because
So
Cujo's a
popular.
Crit Award
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, so
That is
anyway.
absolutely right. Crit Award nominated for Best GM for Kobold Press.
Shut up.
Out of control.
You know what, Kelly? I get it. It's just a boisterous, unnecessary.
I'm gonna hype
Anyway,
up my friends.
well, storm. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna look for a channel to raid. Johnny, let them know where we can find you and support.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Johnny. I am TalkingXP on the internets. You found me. Here we are. If you want to learn how to play Daggerheart, check out my YouTube channel. I got a video on how to play and the rules, and then also a video on how to create a character, including on Demiplane, because that's what we use. It's a fucking awesome app.
It's gorgeous.
It's so good. It's so easy. And also, one thing that you can know, if you have a Roll20 subscription or you pay for the Demiplane Unlimited, whatever it's called, Demiplane Unlimited, you could content share. So if you have it, you could share with all your friends. So you would only have to buy it once for your table. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I have those 2 videos, and then I'm here and other places sometimes. I'm kind of keeping it light and focusing on this campaign more than anything else. So that's me.
In the meantime, we love you. We appreciate you. Please be nice to each other, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.